Okay, today is August 29th. It's a beautiful day at Doggy Daycare, and we just have our little pack here. Our girlfriend Faye, our friend Max, and as you see, they all have very different personalities, regardless of their breed. Max is fearful. Faye is doing very well. I'm going to take Faye out into the field so we can talk about boundaries and structure. Boundaries and structure, and how familiarity breeds contempt. So this is a nice little pack, and I think we'll take them outside to show a more realistic version. Here's our little boot camp dog who's got to stop jumping on people, right, babe? Yeah, because that's one of her problems in life. Jumping, jumping, jumping. His problems, her. All right, so we're going to cut. We're going to go out to the field, and we're going to play with dogs for a little while. Okay, so now we are outside. Obviously, it's this glorious day, low humidity, beautiful, beautiful weather. And what are the dogs doing? This is neutral environment for them. So they're sniffing all the wonderful dog odors. And because it's the morning, obviously it smells better from the moisture overnight. So the odors are really accentuated. So it's like a floral shop for dogs. All the urine and all the odors are accentuated, and they just love that. So they're doing all very similar things. What I generally do is keep the dog that I'm having, what I'm addressing is I keep them on a leash. So I have Faye on a long line, so if she gets over rambunctious, I can correct her. So this is like any other yard. Our neighbors have dogs that run loose on this side. I'm not going to allow Faye, now you can see her getting excited. So I'm going to step on the leash. Easy. Easy. So now I have a way of controlling, whoop, good girl. Whoop, that was a little discombobulated. So all I did was step on the leash. I wasn't expecting Faye to get excited. I'm going to cut for a second and deal with them. Yep, so it's still August 29th. We have the dogs outside now. As I said, this is like a floral shop, this area on a morning. The ground is moist, it's beautiful out, and the odors are accentuated. So all the dogs are just like completely different than when they were inside. Obviously they have more space here to get in trouble. So I take a dog that I'm having a problem with and leave this dog, Faye girl, keep her on a long line. You have to be careful. There is not an exact science to this. So I'm monitoring the dogs. Some dogs are minding their own business. Some dogs are looking to interact with other dogs. As I said, this backyard is neutral for these dogs. This yard is neutral. So this is like anybody's backyard. I have neighbors with loose dogs. I can't allow any of these dogs to start barking. So if Faye, for example, starts to bark or jump on the fence, I'm going to pick up the leash and give her a correction. This has to be all done supervised. Obviously, I can't let a dog run loose. Now she wants to go see what's going on. Good girl. Good. I control her. She can't just operate independently. I'll get her out there, but she's not ready. I see what happens. She's like a bull in a china shop. So I have to start. This is like having a house guest over, and if you give them too much freedom or structure, good baby girl, good girl, Faye. They start, they want the keys to your car. So dogs will take advantage if they're not supervised in the pack. These guys are playing fine. Faye wants to get in on it. I have no problem allowing it, but it has to be done under my direction. Good baby girl. Good girl. Good Faye. Good. 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 You see, she's checking in with me. Good girl, babe. She's a little girl, babe. This lunatic bandit, she's playing. That's the way he plays, but he can instigate a fight. Good, babe. Good, babe. Good. Good, Faye. Good. So this is how we would introduce these dogs. This is my pack. I don't have to be concerned about these guys because they're proven to be able to interact. Bandit, I worry about. Scroll over to Bandit. I worry in the sense that he or she, he's in everybody's business. So I got to control it. In a minute, I'm going to drop the leash. So all their needs are being met. They're peeing, they're pooping. Now I drop the leash a little with Faye. Good. If the dogs were out there and she started barking, I'd obviously correct her. So I stopped it before it became a runaway train. I'm ahead of it. So my voice and my presence has a value as the leader. Dogs, like children, unsupervised is nothing but trouble because they're going to operate on their own. Pack animals can't. They have to know boundaries. So if I just went inside and let these 4 or 5 dogs run, there'd be a problem. Eventually, maybe not today, but tomorrow they'd start fence fighting. They'd become dominant. They'd possess things, toys. They're operating in a nice pack. Now Faye, she doesn't know good girl, Faye, and she's going to run after the dogs, which is okay. But I need to have the ability to stop it. And as I said, this is not an exact science, so we have to be careful. And it all requires supervision. Good girl, Faye. Now, if you'll notice, she looked at me quickly. Good girl. So she's just misinterpreting. It's not that I don't want her to play. She has to have boundaries when she plays. Good girl, Faye. Good girl. Good. Now, if I just took her off the leash and let her go, I'd have no control over the situation whatsoever. Good girl. And it's dangerous when you're dealing with a leash, a huge dog with a leash on. I mean, you know, it can get caught. Good girl, Faye. Good. Good. Now they're balanced out, so the first 5 minutes, they're calming down a little. They've investigated. Everybody's doing their own thing. This one's taking the toy. Bandit wants to run around like a psycho. Max, whoever the hell that is, wants to sniff.
That's Kona.
What?
Kona.
Kona. Whoever they all are. Leave it. Faye. So I wanted Faye just to get out of her business. They're kids playing. I don't want Faye getting into this one's business. That's all. So it's kind of fundamental. This is a good day at doggy daycare so far. It's a glorious day. Dogs are playing. As I said, there's a familiarity breeds contempt, and this pack has to be supervised, and they need to know who's in charge. It's not done with abuse. I'm not going around screaming and yelling. It's what dogs can tolerate what and what dogs can't. So if I go up to somebody nose to nose, you might not be acceptant of that. We got to figure that out. So my friend here, Faye, probably doesn't know her size. She can be intimidating and boisterous, whatever. I don't know. She can have a toy if she wants. Good girl, babe. She's not retrieving. All right. I don't know. I can't think of anything else. If the dogs were loose over here, on the other side of this fence, these dogs would all come running over here and start barking. And good girl, what I would do is correct them. I can't allow them to bark. This is what they have to do. This is a secure area. I've controlled the environment. And in return now, I can love my dog here. I can love them. Good. So we can adjust their level of play. This is why we can have 60 dogs interact here. And look at now, I can love. Before I couldn't. She wasn't doing anything worthy of this, really. She wasn't doing anything. Now, so if you remember yesterday, where the dog was following Camille around, she's going to start following me around, and I'll slowly allow her to interact. And when she gets too rambunctious, I pick up the end of my leash, bang, give her a correction. Bandit? Good, Bandit. Bandit is another one that could easily incite trouble, because he doesn't understand boundaries. That's why he's here for boot camp. He's jumping and humping and in people's faces. Not all dogs can tolerate that, or do they want to? So here goes my friend Faye now. She's finally wandering away, and my pack is busy. Peeing and pooping and playing. This is what dogs should be doing. I would never, ever, at this point, I threw the leash. Max has a nervous breakdown. So she's, you got to start getting in the dog's heads. Who's who, what's what. Now, as I said, Faye will start coming out of her shell a little bit, and I got to be ready to balance. See, Bandit, our boot camp dog, maybe we'll incorporate this into her video. He is full of energy. Easy, guys. Good. And he will start a fight by virtue of being a nut. Just picture a house guest like this. He hasn't stopped. This doesn't mean he's a bad dog. He's certainly not vicious or aggressive, but he just wants to party like a rock star. He has more energy and enthusiasm than the rest of the pack. So after a while, if your child comes jumping on your bed at 2 o'clock in the morning on a sugar rush and asks you to play volleyball, it's not going to happen. It's not going to be very nice. So dogs like this, he is just calming down now. He's been running around like a crazy dog, Speedy Gonzalez, for 20 minutes, and now they're just now settling down. So we have these. So if we look at a pack of 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3 of them are kind of, I'm not concerned with. They know their boundaries. They're doing their own thing. But we have Bandit, who violates boundaries. With humans, he's jumping, humping, just wants constant attention. And I think Faye, if we allow that, is going to have a similar personality. It's just that we're controlling them, because that's who we're working with today. It's all right. That's good. Now what I'm doing, just as an example, I'm going to let Faye wait for everybody else to go into the door. But there's no tension here. I'm relaxed. I'm not even holding the leash. So, good girl, stay. So she decided to run. I stepped on the leash and I go back. No problem. It's hard to do this video and good Faye. Good girl. So we worked this out. It's very bad quality video because stay. Faye, good girl. Good babe. When Alana comes out, I step on this leash. Stop. Now I can be 20, 30, 15, 20 feet away from her. I'm gonna wait a minute. All right, so the same thing, doors open and close. You notice the dog is always observing movement and behaviors and triggers. Good girl, babe. I dropped the leash again. I don't want her to go chasing dogs around. Good girl, Faye. Good babe. Good girl. So here goes my 2 other dogs. She wants to go, she can't. Good girl, Faye. Now when I decide, not when Faye decides. So the decision making is always taken away from the dog. We do the thinking and the loving. And put the structure in. Okay, so that's a good training video, I think.